are various changeable settings on the Inline Compact 600 that you may wish to change and set correctly for your needs. You can access all of these changeable settings via the settings button in the bottom right corner of the display. The first is the shaking strength. That refers to the speed of the motor that drives the powder shaking bar, which I was just rolling around just there. That is set in a percentage term, so you can change that from as little as 40% all the way up to 100%. To change that figure, as you just saw, and to change any figure on the settings on this menu, you tap in the white box of the text that you want to change, and you can input a value. So, for example, if I want to set the shaking strength at 55% on this system, I'll type in 55, I'll hit enter, that will set shaking strength, and what I'll do is I'll just show you very quickly the shaking going round at a shaking strength of 55%. I do have to close the lid on this system because there's a micro switch, which is a safety mechanism to stop that going round while that lid's open. The next changeable setting is the heat temperature. Now, the heat temperature refers to the main heat temperature in the main oven. The minimum temperature this can be set to is 10 degrees, although you won't go that low anyway, and the maximum temperature that can be set is 140 degrees. I'm going to set this to 105 degrees. And you can see that our temperature is on its way up to 105 degrees back on the main screen using the main heat temp indicator. The next setting that can be changed is the feed speed. Now, this dictates the feed of the vacuum roller pushing the film through the oven, which will dictate in turn how long the film is in the oven for being cured. So, the minimum feed speed that you can set is 100, although a little bit like the temperature of 10 degrees, you will never need it that low. And the maximum feed speed that can be set is 24,000. For now, I'm going to set this to 4,000. And I'll just show you the feed being turned on, and that's the vacuum roller going round at a feed speed of 4,000. Back to the settings then. We then have the preheat temperature, which is the temperature produced by the preheater panel, which is just designed to partially cure the ink a little bit before powder goes down onto it. And that powder will then be cured in the main oven. The minimum temperature, again, that this can be set to is 10 degrees. The maximum temperature this can be set to is 100 degrees, but I'm going to set this for now at 65 degrees. Again, if I go back to the main screen, in the preheat temperature, you can see that indicator showing a temperature of near 65 degrees. The tension setting sets where on the take-up tension bar does the take-up motor kick in. The minimum this can be set to is 10%. The maximum this can be set to is 100%, and we'll leave it somewhere in the middle at 50% generally. And there are the changeable settings on the Inline Compact 600.